All right, so what's the first step? Multiply by that -3. Those cancel each other out, and we get n plus 7. What's -4 times -3? Positive 12. Now we got a nice easy problem to solve once we get there. What's the next step? Do what with the 7? Subtract it. They're adding, so we're going to subtract 7. Remember, always going to do the opposite operation. I'm seeing this with some of you is you're just putting a 7 down there and not putting what operation you're doing. That doesn't do very good, because then you'll get distracted, or you know, somebody will cough or sneeze, and then you forget what operation you're doing. When you show your work, put that operation that you're doing there for that. That'll help a lot. 12 minus 7 is positive or -5? Which one? Positive 5. 12 is bigger than 7, so it's going to have positive left over. Okay? Not too bad. Let's get one like this. -5 is equal to a divided by 4 minus 3. What number do we move first? Why? Because it's like the what? It's like the -5 over here. It doesn't have a variable attached to it, right? The a is attached to the 4, so we can't touch it until we get rid of this other one. So we're going to move this -3 by doing what? Adding 3. Good job. So a divided by 4. What's -5 plus 3? Got a -5, so I owe somebody $5, and I paid them 3, so I owe them 2 now, right? So that's a -2. Now, what's going on between the a and the 4? They're dividing. The opposite of that would be multiplication. Remember, the way we're going to show multiplication again is parentheses and the number beside it. That indicates I'm multiplying both sides by 4. These 4's cancel each other out on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we just got 4 times -2. Be -8. And there's our solution. Real easy to read and see what you did, and showing that work real clean and neat like that. Sure saves us a lot of headaches. All right, let's do this one. Let's say we had 6.6x plus 5.1 equals 123.24. 6.6x plus 5.1 is equal to 123.24. What number should we move first? Yeah, I'm going to move the 5.1 because it doesn't have a variable. So I'm going to subtract it from both sides. So I'm subtracting 5.1. And I line up my decimals there. Excuse me. So we got 6.6. $123.24 minus $5.10. So that's 1.4. 123 minus 5 would be 118. Last step. Divide, right? $118.14 divided by 6.6. 17.9. So we throw decimals in there. Process is exactly the same. Nothing's changing there. We're just dealing with decimals instead of integers. Okay? Dealing with decimals instead of integers. That's the only difference. Man, go sit down. Trash can wait till after we're done. All right. Let's do this one. Let's say we had 4.5 minus 9.8p equals 44.68. So 4.5 minus 9.8p equals 44.68. These are the ones that kind of get us a little bit because they're not in the order we're used to, the letters and the numbers. Okay, so we're going to subtract 4.5 from both sides and get rid of that, right? So subtracting 4.5. Why are we subtracting 4.5? Because it's positive. That minus sign that's right there goes with what? Yeah, it goes with the 9.8p. So that's where a lot of us are getting hung up, is we're wanting to say, oh, that's a negative 4.5, but the negative goes with the one after it. Okay, so negative 9.8 is what that is. This is a positive 4.5. So that cancels out. That's a negative 9.8p. $44.68 minus $4.50. That's going to be 18 cents there. $40.18. It's the way I usually think about decimals. It's money. It seems to make it mean more, of course. Last step. Divide by negative 9.8. Okay, I'm going to use a little help here. 40.18 divided by negative 9.8. Nice, easy number, negative 4.1. Easy stuff. Let's throw one in there like that. X plus 5.1, all of that divided by 8.4 is equal to 2. What do we do first? Yeah, they're dividing by 8.4. We're going to get rid of that by multiplying by that 8.4. What happens to the 8.4s on this side, on the left side? They're going to cancel out, right? And then x plus 5.1. And then what's 2 times 8.4? 16.8. Last step to solve this one. Yeah, just subtract 5.1. They got the plus sign there. We're going to move it by subtraction. How much? 11.7. Positive or negative? Which one's bigger? 16.8. It's positive, so it's got to be the positive answer. All right, not too bad. Easy stuff there. Real easy stuff. So decimals don't really make it that much more complicated. They just mean we got to work with decimals. Let's do one more with the decimal. Let's say we had x over 6.2 minus 1.5 equals negative 3.1. What do we do first? Plus the 1.5. Why are we plusing 1.5? It's the opposite of minus, right? So these cancel. So that's x over 6.2. What's negative 3.1 plus positive 1.5? That one's a little tougher. So I think about subtracting those. Negative, yeah. You said it and I wrote it. If you doing it by hand, we're borrowing, and that's where the 11 minus 5, that's where the 6 comes from. 2 minus 1, be negative 1.6. Keep it negative because which one's bigger? 3.1. So that's why our answer is going to be negative when you do that. Okay? Last step. What we do to get x by itself? Last one. Multiply by that 6.2. Okay. $1.6 times 6.2. 9.92. Is it a positive or a negative? Why is it negative? Negative times positive. Signs are opposite, so it's negative. 9.92. So decimals, really, it doesn't really muddy the waters too much. It's just you're dealing with decimal numbers with your operations. But 2 steps still there. 1 step, here's step 2. Get an answer. Okay. Let's get some fractions. 2/3 x plus 3/4 equals let's do 11 over 4. Be nice on this person. Common denominator stuff already. All right, when we're looking at that, we're doing the same kind of stuff. We're trying to get x by itself. Which part of the left side needs to move first? 3 over 4, because why? It doesn't have what? Doesn't have the variable. So the part on the side the variable's on, the part that doesn't have that's what's got to move first. It's part of isolating the variable. So how are we going to move that 3/4? Subtract it. Why are we subtracting it? Because that's the opposite of addition. A good part of this one is that the denominators over here are already the same. So that means I can just go ahead and do that subtraction. What's 11 minus 3? 8 over 4. So we have 2/3 x equals 8 over 4. What do we know about 8 over 4? It can reduce to be 2, right? So I really have 2/3 x equals 2 because I reduced that. If I wrote that as 2 over 1, would it be wrong? No, it's the same thing, right? Okay, but I'm just writing it as 2. What's the last step here? Well, how do we get x by itself? Divide by a fraction. How do we write that? Yeah, multiply by the reciprocal. Okay. So flip it and multiply. On this side, they cancel each other out. There's x. What happens on this side? Can I cross cancel? Yeah, I got the 2 in the top left, 2 in the bottom right. That becomes a 1. That becomes a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. So x is equal to 3. Out of that. If you just multiplied straight across, what's 2 times 3? 6. 1 times 2, 2. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. Same thing. Okay. As long as you're reducing it, to the lowest terms at the end, that's what you got to be able to do with fractions. Make sure you reduce. Negative 2 1/3 plus 8/3 x equals 19/9. Give myself a little more room here. So we're taking that problem, trying to solve for x. Well, what do we do before we do anything else? And we need to change that next number to an improper fraction before we do anything. Okay? So negative 2 1/3, we need to change that to an improper fraction. So what's that turn into? Negative 7/3. Two times 3 plus 1. So the big number in front times the denominator, then add the numerator. Right? 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1, 7. It's a negative fraction, so it's negative 7/3. Now that we've done that, we need to get the x part by itself. So what moves from the left side? Not yet. All right, so I got to get rid of negative 7/3. How do I get rid of a negative 7/3? I'm gonna either subtract negative 7/3 or add positive 7/3. I like to add positive. It seems a little simpler, even though it's the same operation. Okay, these cancel out. In order to add these two fractions, what do I need? Need the same denominator, and that denominator for a 3 and a 9 would be what? 9. How do I turn 7/3 into something over 9? Bottom times 3, top times 3. So that's 21/9, and I got 19/9, and I'm adding those together, which is what? Try again. 40/9. Okay. 21 and 19 is 40/9. Does 40/9 reduce? Is there a number that goes into 40 that also goes into 9? Well, what are the numbers that go into 9? 3? Does 3 go into 40? No. 9? Does 9 go into 40 evenly? Not evenly. Okay? So that doesn't reduce. What's the last step? Divide by that fraction, which is multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 8/3? 3/8. That's going to work out nice because I got some cross canceling that can happen both ways. How many times will 8 go into 40? 5 times. And into itself once. Times will 3 go into 9? 3 times. So now I got 5 times 1 over 3 times 1. 5/3. Again, I like you to leave them as a improper fraction. You can, if you change it to a mixed number, that'd be 1 2/3. But I'd rather you leave it as an improper fraction. Do one more fraction problem, or two more actually. Let's say we had -2 minus 2 1/2 m equals 4/3. All right, mixed number. Anytime you see a mixed number in these problems, swap it to an improper fraction. So that'd be, what does that turn into? 5/2. Still a minus sign on it. All right. Now what? Okay, so the 2 on the left side doesn't have a variable, so it's what's got to move. It's a -2, so to get rid of it, we're going to add 2. Plus 2. Well, that's 2/1. And in order to add that to 4/3, I need to do what? Change them both into something over 3. Well, how do I change 2/1 into something over 3? I multiply bottom and top by what? By 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And I'm adding, so 4/3 plus 6/3 would be 10/3. Last step. What's the reciprocal? Yeah, -2/5. So we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, -2/5. That side cancels out. There's m. Right-hand side, I got 10 and 5 that can cross cancel. That'd be -4/3. If you didn't cross cancel, you'd have -20/15, and both of those are divisible by 5, and that's how you get here. So you got to reduce, whether you do it with cross canceling or after you've multiplied out of that. You've got to do that. Let's do one more. Last one today. 1/3 x plus 2 equals 22/9. First step. -2, because they're adding 2. So the opposite of that would be subtract 2. I'm going to make it 2/1 on the side with a fraction on it. What would be the common denominator between those two? 9. So I'm doubling both of those, right? Not doubling. What am I thinking? Times 9 on both of those. It'd be -18/9 and +22/9. What's 22 minus 18? 4/9. Last step. The reciprocal is 3/1. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 9 is 9. I could reduce that. I could cross cancel here with the 3 and the 9. That'd help me a little bit. Positive 4/3. Or 1 1/3. If you didn't mix them. All right. We are setting up 2-step equations. Should be only 2 steps to get to the end on the stuff you're doing here, okay? Today, you got some Khan Academy to do. Go to that. There's 2-step equations, an article that I want you to read through. Make sure you read it. And then I've got a few videos of some word problems to kind of get us started on setting up some word problems. If you'll watch those videos, it'll help you with the 2-step word problems out of that. Watch those videos before you try the problems. Okay, so get you a Chromebook, working on those, and getting started.